If you were president now and you could change 3 things, because the book has many different things from healthcare suggestions to infrastructure, 3 things, you're president of the United States now, what would you do?
Well, I changed the president, the Congress, and the Senate. But you meant
Yeah, the magic
but let me talk.
Wait a few years, you can run again.
But specifically, with regards to the economy, I'd say we are going to do absolutely everything we can to bring the budget in balance to make sure we don't keep adding to the national debt.
Why did wait a minute. Why didn't the Republicans say that during the Bush administration?
Well, by the way, many
great fiscal.
Wait, let him do his 3 things.
Many of us have, and I'm not saying that it's all Democrats. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Washington politicians have let debts rise and rise and rise, spending rise and rise, and now we're at a point where we're going to pass on to our kids a burden which is so extraordinary we could kill the American dream. So that's one. Number 2, we're going to have to take on the debt that's part of our entitlement liabilities. We need to make Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid sustainable so we don't put another bigger debt on our people. And then if I could only have one more, I want to deal with energy. But putting that aside, schools. Our schools are failing our kids. It's inexcusable. And
what happened to No Child Left Behind? That was a success or not?
No Child Left Behind was a good step. You got to measure how the kids are doing, how the schools are doing, but we got to do a lot more. Great schools start with great teachers. I want to hire from the top third of our schools, and I want to pay our starting teachers higher salaries.
That's the case. What about Scott Brown? Obviously, there was a bit of a revolution people were talking about in Massachusetts coming from there. Do you see him as maybe even potential running mate down the road, or what's the biggest difference between you and Scott Brown?
Well, he and I are a lot alike in some respects. We're from the same state. We both married above ourselves. And we have great families. And
both hunky.
Yeah, you say that to all the guys. She's been sitting next to Robert Pattinson too long.
No, Governor, she's doing a make-good now.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to be.
I'll just make sure that you recognize, I think Scott, there were 2 parts to his success. One was his own ability to campaign and connect with the people of the state. But number 2, he said, I will be the 41st senator. He said, we're going to stop what we're seeing in Washington, the excessive spending, the excessive borrowing, and Obamacare, which the American people are saying we don't want. Right. So that was Scott's message, and it succeeded in Massachusetts, of all places. That really says something.
You are not ruling out the possibility of Mitt Romney as a presidential candidate, yes or no?
No, I'm keeping the door open.
Okay, that's a yes.
That's something we'll think about down the road after 2010. But this is a year we've really got to do a better job in electing people who will rein in the excessive growth of government. And that's what I think you'll see happen in November.
Governor, if you can take the 4 of us on today, then I think you can probably take on Congress and who knows what else. You were very kind to come on with us, and we appreciate your being with us, Governor.
Thanks, Barbara.
And I do believe you